Hello, fellow gunners. Tim here at the bench. Well, I shot them 357s today. Some interesting stuff. Definitely. Let's just get into it. First, right off the bat, I loaded the, of course it ain't going to focus. Let's bring it back here. Yep, still ain't focusing. Right there's the 358429. I forgot that in my little Rossi, the cylinder's short because it's a semi-compact revolver. So the cylinder's smaller than normal, shorter. So they wouldn't work. I couldn't close my cylinder. So I didn't get to shoot those. So then I shot the Lee round flat nose, 158 grain, but when I cast it comes out 160. And right here, now I was supposed to be shooting here, but I forgot that I wasn't shooting there, so I shot there first. There's my group. It's not that good. It's kind of spread out. And I'll get in. Let's just get right into it. Okay. And here's the reason why. That powder and that bullet combination did not like each other at all. I had a high velocity of 708 and a low velocity of 475. Yeah, which makes an extreme spread of 233. So they did not work together at all. If you want an average velocity, which I don't know if there's any sense in that or not, but it's 597. Okay, that we should be going 1,000 feet per second, and we're doing a little over half with an extreme spread of 233 feet per second. Yeah, didn't work. So then on the second one was the same bullet, but still being traditional. That first one was traditional. Second one is powder coat. And here it is. Yeah, it's not good either. And let's see. Aim point for it was right here. That was my aiming point. Okay, high velocity was... Now here's the funny thing. Hello? Yeah, there you go. Here's the funny thing. Now this is the same bullet, but one's traditional, one's powder coat, and all these were thrown and measured at 11 grains. The average velocity on this one was 893. That's, you might as well say 300 feet per second faster. Same bullet, but it's powder coated, not traditional. Okay. The high speed on it was 957, and I had two of them at 957. And the low was 762. And the extreme spread was 195 feet per second. Yeah. That bullet, powder, charge combination, not good. But it just amazes me. It's the same bullet, but one's powder coated and one's not. So I'm wondering if this powder using traditional lube doesn't get contaminated. Because it's meant for a shotgun, which doesn't get lube. All right. So then the next bullet was, the 358-156. Very disappointing. I don't know. I'm going to say it was me, because at this point in time, I'm starting to see a better velocity, and I'm getting more of a muzzle flash. So that means that more powder is being burnt. So I may have been starting to flinch because here was the first two shots, and then here was one, and here's another one way down here. There's one over here. Yeah, it just... I'm totally taking the blame for that. I think it was me flinching because I wasn't, at that point, used to the flash. And maybe even a little more kick. But the extreme spread on that, it's getting better. It's getting better. The bigger the bullet, let me rephrase that. The more the bullet inside the casing, the better the extreme spread's getting. Interesting. I told you, right? All right. So on this, okay, I told you what the extreme spread was, 135. The average velocity was 1,037. So our velocity's coming up. It's getting better. Our highest velocity was 1087 and our lowest was 952. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing. I think I'm figuring out what the deal is with the focus on this camera. If it's actually it's recognizing my face. So it's trying to focus on my face. Maybe, maybe not. Well, anyway, let's get past the camera. Here's the little Lee 158 grain semi-wad cutter that Mike didn't even realize he sent me. Now here's the group on it. It's getting better. Best group so far. Okay. The average velocity on it was 1,034. 3 feet per second slower on average than the 358-156. Okay. I had an error. I don't know. Sometimes you get an error. So I got an error, so I only got 4 speeds. The fastest was 1,082. The slowest was 986. My extreme spread was 96. So it's getting better, guys. Just keeps getting better. So I'm telling you, the Magnum primers helped. Going up 5 more grains, I believe, helped. Now, here's another strange thing going to happen. I'm telling you, this to me is just really interesting on what's going on. Now we're getting into the 162 RCBS semi-wad cutter. Now this is traditional with a gas check. My average speed was 936. Okay? So somewhere in here, we have lost almost 100 feet per second. Yeah, it's a heavier bullet. You know what? 12 grains, 10, 12 grains heavier. Because when it comes out, it's 170 even. When I cast that bullet, it's 170 even. So I wouldn't think it would actually lose that much speed because you actually got more powder toward the case to build the pressure. In my opinion, I don't know. Okay. So, and here's the target on that, which ain't too bad, considering. Okay. Now, my extreme spread was 82 feet per second. Now, this, I said, this is traditional with gas check. The highest speed was 984. The lowest speed was 902. So the extreme spread's getting better, but somewhere I've lost 100 feet per second. I just can't imagine that. It's got to be bullet design. Can't imagine that that would make that much difference. That did. Okay. Now, here's the same bullet, the RCBS 162 grain semi-wad cutter, but powder coated. I have an average velocity of 993 with an extreme spread of 73. My high speed was 1,040. My low speed was 967. All right. Now we're still below what the other 158 grain semi-wad cutters were. Okay. And there's the target. Now that's acceptable. That's good. Now I'm shooting at 12 yards. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I'm shooting at 12 yards. So, and I wanted to do that knowing that this powder tends to not work. And I want to at least get something close so I can see what it's doing. But this is good. I got two right here, right the same hole. So that is my findings on the 357 with the 410 powder. I'm thinking with that, okay, that's another thing. Let's look at the pressure signs. I don't know if I can. Is it going to focus? There it is. The Lee, these are the two Lee round flat nose. This is the 38 156. The Lee 158 semi-wad cutter, and then these two are the RCBS. So I'm not seeing extreme. All right, guys. So I'm not seeing that much of. There's a little bit of pressure. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not like magnum pressure. They wasn't sticky in the cylinder. The primers are still rounded at the edge, so it's not. Okay. Now, Mike Train sent me a message today. And it was, I think he's got it off a forum. This guy was loading 44 Magnums with 410 powder and kept it within 2 grains of 2400. Okay, so in my Lyman book that Fuzzy sent me, with the 358156 bullet, it shows 2400, and this is supposed to be the accurate load because it's in bold letters, at 14 grains, and that's at 1299 feet per second. So if that works out with that certain bullet, I should be able to go up to 12 grains with this 410. And it also went in this message he sent me that this guy said it's a very fine threshold. It was to get to that point, and then it was good. His accuracy fell in. His consistency fell in. But once he got past that point, it was just as bad as having less powder like I've been having. So I've just got to find that sweet spot. Okay. Now with Lyman's 358665 bullet, which is pretty similar to the Lee round flat nose bullet, it shows a charge in the 2400 at 13.5. So I'm pretty close to maxing out with that, and the velocity was there, but the consistency and all that was just, I don't know, I might try half a grain more and see what that does. It doesn't have the Lee bullet in here. All right, so that's it for tonight, guys. I am going to kick it up. I might do some more of this 3 grain intervals, or maybe 2, until I get to 12 grains to see what happens. It is getting more consistent. The Magnum primers, I think, is helping. I think adding another half grain helped. Looks like that powder in that Lee bullet really works well. But then too, the powder coat with that RCBS 162 grain seems to work really well too. I had a real good group and the best extreme spread of, but it's still bad, 73. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.